Now, a couple of things I wanted to deal with that happened while I was away. I've been petitioned by people who have an obvious interest in this case. And I've been restricted on what I could say. First of all, I had to be careful because there was at some stage a restriction on naming this creature, which has now been lifted. A former police officer will spend at least 4 years and 9 months in jail after sexually abusing 2 girls and a young boy in what a judge describes as a series of opportunistic and predatory attacks. The 53-year-old is Robert John Wotton. He hung his head as Judge Siobhan Herbert sentenced him to a total sentence of 7 years in prison last Friday. Wotton was found guilty at the judge-alone trial earlier this year of 2 counts of indecent assault of a child under 10, 4 counts of indecent assault on a child under 16, and 1 count of inciting a child under 10 to commit an indecent act. Despite the guilty verdict, Wotton has maintained his innocence. And the court was told that his wife, her name Virginia, has his full support and continues to stand by him. Now, I can't go into the details because this may in some way inadvertently identify the victims, and I would not want to do that. But I can tell you that the family of the victims, the families involved, and I've been in contact with them in the last 24 hours, are absolutely devastated that this woman continues to support this pedophile. According to court documents, and it's one thing I'll never understand. I'll never ever understand, in the circumstances which I can't detail here, where a woman would support a pedophile, a convicted pedophile, in the manner that she is. According to court documents, Wotton touched the children on their genitalia and on one occasion forced one of the girls to touch his penis. Wotton served as a police officer between 1990 and 1988, told each of the children not to tell anyone about the abuse, saying it was their secret. Wotton only stopped abusing the boy after he threatened to tell his dad about the abuse. The thing about this is there are 4 victims involved, and all of them told the same story. Not the same circumstances, but the same story, that they'd been impacted by this pedophile. Despite the evidence and the judge making the decision she made, and she's a most experienced judge, the wife continues to support the pedophile. In handing down her sentence, Judge Herbert, and many people dispute that it's not long enough, and I might be one of them, 7 years at the top end and 4 years at the bottom end, 4 years and 9 months. In handing down her sentence, the judge said Wotton had taken advantage of his position of trust over the children. The home should be a sanctuary for a child. This is a clear breach of his position of trust, and each offence could be seen as opportunistic, which is consistent with his activity being a predator. While Wotton told a psychiatrist he did not have any fear about being with the general population of prisoners in Parklee, Judge Herbert said the lack of worry was naive. He also denied having sexual fantasies about children, and said he was only attracted to adult women. Well, he's an inveterate liar as well as being a pedophile. Judge Herbert rejected the psychiatrist's view that Wotton was a low risk of reoffending, instead saying she was guarded about the prospects of rehabilitation and he requires serious treatment. I'd say serious treatment as well, Your Honour. Castration would be the first thing that leaps to my mind. Wotton has suffered from depressive moods and anxiety which have worsened in jail. Judge Herbert said the offences committed by Wotton were of great concern to the community. He'll be eligible for release on parole October 2026, no doubt into the loving arms of his wife. Let's hope the children and other children are protected from such a creature. Just a vile, vile human being. Remember his name, Robert John Wotton, and I'm sure despite his bravery, he won't be treated terribly well if released into the general population of Parklee. The people at Parklee, the non-sexual offenders, take a very dim view of pedophiles, Robert John Wotton, and you be no exception.